Hey, guys, this is a concept that I think humanity needs to constantly keep in mind. Balance of power. And this concept applies to every level and aspect of life in the universe. Um, I've talked about this in terms of the state of affairs in the United States, that the establishment, right, the manifestation of greed and power is toxic to the entire country. We don't even have a fair democracy. Money is power in paper form. So if you look at the economy and the United States as a whole, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the entirety of the country, for everyone. When all the money and power is at the top, you will have a recession. You have, this trend of more and more wealth and power being coalesced into fewer and fewer hands. Um, if that trend continues, use your imagination. That's a third world country if that trend continues. So it must be addressed for the sake of everyone, not just for the sake of the poor and the middle class, for the sake of even the wealthy. Because when the economy sucks, the wealthy, your establishment will crumble. Just look at history. It's not complicated. You will have revolution. People, the majority and the entirety need to have power. The whole concept of democracy as an electoral system is beautiful, and it's perfect in theory, in that everyone within the system, within the country, has a right to vote, has a say, has power. You must distribute power equitably. That's why democracy is great. The founding fathers were brilliant in that regard, and to this day, we're pretty stupid because we've somehow forgotten that. Sorry to get tough on you, but when the establishment starts disenfranchising people's right to vote, that's toxic. When people don't actively vote, that's toxic to the entire system. Um, Within your own brain, you have a selfish, primitive reptilian brain and a more evolved conscious brain that have to find harmony, peace, um, balance with your neighbor. Um, You look at the movie, V for Vendetta. There are people in this world that are motivated by power, fame, greed. They're arrogant. They can't take criticism. They have thin skin. They can be very childish. They want trophy wives. They want to boast about how great they are. And they want to run your country. And God bless them. That's in their nature. If you can't recognize these characters, or worse yet, if you recognize these characters, the Hitlers, the Stalins, the Mussolinis, the tyrants, the large-scale murderers, and all, a lot of great warriors that we celebrate. Genghis Khan, I think is how you pronounce it. Um, if you recognize these characters and you do nothing to speak out against them, shame on you. People will die. I mean, how many lives must perish for you to step up and say something? All my life, as small and as weak as I am, I have muscular dystrophy. Um, I don't think I ever back down from calling out a wrong, speaking up when an asshole was, mocking someone or picking on. I've got no time, no patience for bullies, and I have no time for inequality. I'm going to go on a tangent here. You create your reality first by dreaming it. Martin Luther King knew it. I have a dream. And I'm going to up Martin Luther King's dream. I have a dream of a world peace where every country, every man and woman lives in a democracy, has a say in their government. Not because I'm such a noble, kind-hearted person, because I recognize as a wise man that I benefit as a human being on planet Earth by ensuring more democracy in the world. The United States has been the bully of the world for years, meddling all the time don't be fooled. Very rarely, if ever, was it for noble causes. It's about greed, guys. I don't know how many presidents we've had that aren't psychopaths. Reagan, for sure. Bush, Senior, Junior, for sure. Let's go look at the book, A Family of Lies. Clinton, both of them, for sure. Obama, I liked, but I think he's a psychopath as well. Some of the lies he's told, and he did a pretty good job, but he's not a great man. Bernie Sanders is a great man. That's who I want as president, and I'm going to keep fighting and keep saying it until something happens, because I know that the course of history, change, the universe will bring about change eventually. Power will be redistributed. I use the analogy of a pendulum swinging again. You got all this momentum, like with the housing market. Yeah, the market always goes up. Buy a house. Caught up in rambunctiousness, and then boom, it reverses course swiftly. Be ready. Be ahead of the curve. Know your history, guys. Um, think about this concept, balance of power. And this is why we can spread democracy and we can spread solid governments. We need to help other countries create constitutions based on our own. They don't have to be word for word, but the premise of like checks and balances so that no one person or group has too much power or all the power. It's unsustainable. Only to a fool would something like that appeal. And sadly, there are lots of fools who think that's the way to go. There are lots of fools who think that deregulation is the way to go. Um, Monopolies have to be broken up. The big banks have to be broken up. If I got to run for president in 3 years, I'll do it. This is unsustainable. This is toxic. We have a government. Nah, I've said it a million times. We don't have a democracy. We don't have government that works for the people. The people are ignored. We don't even have. No. Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. And sorry if I come across as angry. There's some frustration here, but I know it's my mission to do this. I got my degree in history, and I've lived with psychopaths. I've dealt with them my whole life. So, unlike anyone else, I don't judge them or fear them or hate them. I don't. I'm not mocking them. I've said over and over again that my issue and my problem, the folly of humanity and humanity's story, is when the people don't simply stand together. Go look at Clint Eastwood. Sorry, I got a cold. Was it High Plains Drifter? I think comes back to this town, and you got all these townspeople, right? I mean, dozens of them, and they're afraid of these three jackasses that are coming out of jail to come back and raise. They want Clint Eastwood to stick around to take them out, and Clint says, "You don't need me. You put a guy here on this roof over there, boom, they're gonna come through this alley. You take them out. You don't need me." And they all cowered, and yeah, it's sad. You guys have the numbers. You have God on your, well, I hate to use that phrase, but when you struggle for things of value, equality, justice, peace. What do you think the universe wants? What do you think God wants? He wants all those things. The universe will fall in line with you. Dream it, speak it, enlist people of this like mind, and then let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm tired of the negative energy. We're going to do this. Share the video, mock the video, ask questions, feedback, subscribe. As always, wherever you stand, agree or disagree, I wish you well.